Excuse me, what? Collectible plants? Hey, welcome to Motivation Moment. I'm your friend, Katie Fortune. All right, this is gonna be a weird little episode, but I have a crazy story to share with you. So the other day, I was at the farmer's market, enjoying my time, and decided to go to one of my favorite greenhouses. And I went, and I know what happens when I go to one of my favorite greenhouses is I need to buy new plants. Need to? No. Want to? Yes. Now, I was looking for a new plant for that area right there. Like, that's one of my new plants. Yes, one of. But here I am looking for a new plant, so you can just see that right there. And I'm looking around for the plant, and I keep gravitating towards this one plant. Now, let me be clear. I don't know anything about plants. I'm not a plant connoisseur. I don't know all the things about plants. So I ask a nice person if they can help me because I'm looking for a specific plant that can get a lot of daylight but not direct sunlight, and it would be fine back in my coffee bar area. And I show her pictures and she's like, okay, here's some areas over here. Let's talk about this. It's almost kind of like a plant you can kind of forget about and not have to water too much. I feel like she totally could see that I had no idea what I was doing, but I digress. So she's showing me, I'm like, what about these? And she's like teaching me about all these plants, and she's super nice. And she's just kind of like, yes, they're very similar too, but what about over here? She keeps like directing me over to this said plant. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm not paying attention to anything other than the look of the plant and the height, because I don't want it to get much taller, whatever. And I go back over to this other side, like we're right in the same area. So I just walk across the little aisle and I say, what about this plant? Can you tell me more about this? I don't know why, I just think it's really beautiful. I love this plant. And she goes, in the kindest way ever, she's like, well, this is our collectible plants section. And I said, excuse me, what? Collectible plants? And she's like, yeah. And she was being so kind. And I go, okay, what does that mean? And she goes, they're a bit more expensive. And I said, oh, okay. Not knowing what she means by a bit more expensive. And I'm gonna be honest, I usually don't look at prices too often. Thankfully, I'm grateful that I don't have to all the time. I mean, I do before I buy things, let's be real. I'm not frivolous. But sometimes I'm like, well, it's a plant, like, okay, what do I spend? 30 bucks on it? 40 bucks? Okay. It's kind of a lot for a plant. But at the same time, I can't invest too much because I tend to kill them. So I gotta be somewhere in a happy medium, being like, if I keep this plant for half of a year, I'm grateful I've gotten my love out of it, and I'm sad I couldn't keep it alive. I'm getting better, by the way. So I look on the tag. The plant that I like is $259. It's no bigger than that plant right up there. No bigger. And I'm like, okay, wait, what? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I can't buy a plant like that. Like, I would just by looking at it kill it. Like, this is not a good situation for me. And she giggled and we were laughing about it. And that's why she kept directing me the other side. And I go, $259 for a plant? I said, what are we collecting it for? I don't understand. And she laughed and she goes, well, that's not the most expensive plant we have here. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? What do you mean you have more expensive plants? Like, what? And she kind of goes and like nods downward. I turn and look at this beautiful plant that had some big, beautiful leaves. And not that many leaves, mind you. And it was a lot bigger than that plant. And I'm like, oh yeah, what does that one cost? And I look down, $1,500. And I'm like, I literally backed away because I didn't want to be near it. And here's the crazy thing. That wasn't the most expensive plant they had. They had a plant for $2,500. That is more money than I paid for my first car, or my parents paid for my first car when I was 16. $2,500. This is not me judging anyone. I want to make that clear. If you are a plant lover and you love plants and you can keep them alive, more power to you. I'm shocked because I'm freaking out inside because I'm like, I can't even be in the vicinity of these plants because I am a plant murderer. Like, again, I'm doing a lot better, but like I do everything wrong with plants usually. And I don't even want to be in the same room as this plant. So again, no judgment to anyone that wants to spend that kind of money on that plant. I was freaking out because I was too close to it. I was too close to the plant for comfort. And I'm still shocked. Mostly because I had no idea that there was a plant collectible area. A plant collectible area. She said this is a really rare plant. Honestly, these are the only two plants. It's the same plant, by the way, like same type of plant, but two different plants. The one that's more expensive, whatever. They probably will never get those plants ever again. That's how like rare she said they are. So here I am learning about a plant that I'm scared to even be near. And it's just like the craziest thing. So needless to say, I did not buy that plant, but I did buy another one. I got myself some new plants. Ow. I got some new plants. I went to the farmer's market for a few things and came home with some plants. It's been great. It's been a great time. We've been together for a couple days, so we're good. But in all seriousness, that's just my crazy funny story about how I learned that there are plant collectors out there and there are collectible plants. Collectible plants. And I just want you to know that your friend Katie will not be a collector of plants. I'll collect very inexpensive plants and work on my growing of them. But there is no way your friend Katie is going to be going down the collectible route because I don't know how long this one's going to last. I really hope a long time because it's beautiful and I really am doing better. I pinky promise. So anyways, yeah, if you're interested and you love plants and you can keep them alive, there's a whole nother market out there for you. So good luck. It's not coming into my home because I don't think I have the environment for that fancy of a plant. So there's my story. If you're looking for a really crazy, cool plant, it's actually really beautiful, and you have a spare $2,500 laying around and you'd like to invest in a plant, send me a message. I'll get you the details so you can go purchase that plant from one of my favorite greenhouses. It made me very uncomfortable being around it. But anyways, I hope you have a great day. As always, less hate, let's go motivate. And I'm gonna go motivate my plants to live. I'll see you next week. Okay, the fact of the matter is I really wanted to show this to you and then it stabs me in the face or my face gets stabbed by it. Is that really cool of this plant? I don't think so. It is really sharp. So this is my moneymaker, buddy. I don't know why it needed to get aggressive with me. And yeah, but plants make your home healthier. Just wanted to let you know that. But if you're anything like me,